the WWE draft kicks off this week on Friday Night SmackDown live from Baltimore, Maryland. Right there, baby. And that's going to be the first night of the draft, and the following Monday we'll have another night of the draft on Raw. So there's a lot of big names rumored to potentially move. And I think WWE's at a point where they kind of could use a shakeup. We've seen rematches after rematches after rematches on Raw, and it's getting very redundant. Raw especially needs some more depth, I think, than SmackDown does at this point. But Trevor, who you think are some big names that could potentially change brands this week, and who should?
I think Edge could be one. I think
Really?
Edge could move to Raw. But I also believe if Edge comes, he needs more competition because I don't think there's a whole lot of competition on Raw for him. And I also believe if Edge goes to Raw, I believe the Raw tag team champions go to SmackDown. I think everyone is sick of Randy Orton and Edge at this point. Actually, believe it or not, I actually could see a Edge versus the original Bro. That would be a good match, I think. I think that would be
good.
A very good match. I could also see. I could see who else. SmackDown has a lot of talent that could possibly switch over to Raw. The Street Profits could switch over to Raw.
Yeah. I was gonna say the Street Profits. I think there's rumors that they want to break them up. After watching Extreme Rules, I'm like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Put
they
them
work
on
so
Raw
well together. No.
and let them compete for the tag team titles against Riddle and Orton. Those would be some amazing matches.
Oh yeah, I think so. Like you said before, Montez, Jordan, those kids can wrestle.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I could feel a little younger than me, but those guys can wrestle definitely.
One name I'll say, and it's interesting considering what he just did on Raw this past week. One name I'll say that I could see actually switching from Raw to SmackDown and makes a lot of sense is Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre, he's been on Raw for a while. He was a champion there throughout the pandemic. I think his kind of path on Raw has played its course, and he for me is a guy who could change brands. It would be a little bit of a shock. I think it would be fresh, and him versus Roman Reigns.
I was going to say, can you imagine those matchups? Because those matchups him would be amazing.
You want a good face challenger for Roman Reigns who actually comes across as a threat, who comes across as someone legitimately who could beat him. There's not a lot of people better in WWE other than Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre, he would provide some fresh matchups for SmackDown. Hopefully they book it to actually have fresh matchups and instead of just doing rematch after 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 rematch. It's the same thing every fucking week. But no.
Another one I wouldn't mind seeing is Sami Zayn. I wouldn't mind seeing Sami on Raw.
Is Sami Zayn on SmackDown?
He was. I don't know if he still is.
The more you know. He was on SmackDown. Because I remember he brought out. Remember when he brought out Trae Young? What in Madison Square Garden? What a heel! What a heel!
Trae Hunt Young, and also he brought out. He was out there with Logan Paul at one point too, right? Or was it
yes. His best friend Logan Paul when that was the first incarnation of Dancing Sammy.
Oh yeah.
I love Dancing Sammy, man.
Dancing Sammy.
Sami Zayn, man. A winner is you. He deserves everything, and he also deserves to be all elite when this is all over. Please go to AEW. Please. That's like there's a lot. I know we're really beating the dead horse in the ground as far as people we want to see go to AEW. Actually, this is a good exercise since we're talking about the WWE draft. Let's talk about the draft. Name one person in AEW that you would like to see in WWE, and vice versa. Name one person in WWE you'd like to see in AEW. Yes.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. You know what? I'll only say this because I think his mic work needs a little work, and I think he'll get more time mic wise in like SmackDown or Raw. The FTW champion.
Oh, Ricky Stark. Yo, actually, Ricky Starks to WWE. That would be interesting. Vince would like Ricky Starks, I think.
Yeah, I think Vince would like Ricky. I think honestly he might try to make Ricky a little bigger, honestly, but I,
Or he might try to shave his head and change his name.
to the Rock too. But no, I think Ricky on WWE would make a lot of sense, honestly.
Someone literally just said in the chat, Bliss to AEW is like my number one
Yeah,
draft pick. My number one draft pick
That
is
wasn't
Alexa
who I'm gonna
Bliss.
pick, but it that makes perfect sense.
It
I was
is,
actually gonna say,
and
Rhea Ripley.
the thing is, Cody Rhodes is on record saying like if he could pick one person from WWE and just plant them in AEW, out of everyone, it would be Alexa Bliss because not only would that really solidify the women's division.
Absolutely.
She's also just so good. She is.
She's amazing.
I truly. I think WWE know that she's really good and know that how great she is, or know that she is great. But I don't think they know exactly how great she is. She is.
I don't think they know what to do with her. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think they know what to do with her at all. Like, and I feel the same way for Rhea Ripley. I don't think they know what to do with Rhea Ripley at all.
Absolutely. Like, could you imagine those matches that Alexa Bliss though could have in AEW? Chris Statlander, Ruby Soho, Thunder Rosa versus Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss and Thunder Rosa would be amazing.
That's
absolutely amazing.
That's selling out buildings, baby. You know it. But yeah, WWE draft coming up. Anything else on the draft? I got a question for you. Are you excited for the draft?
I'm curious for the draft. I won't necessarily
curious.
I won't necessarily say excited. And I'm not. That doesn't mean that I'm not excited, but I am very curious. I want to see, like you mentioned earlier, if this actually helps.
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.